guys, so these are two different closed loop NEMA 17 stepper motors that I bought off of Amazon. And I'm going to put links to both of the motors and a link to the digital torque wrench here that I'm going to be using to test the torque of each of these motors. So I'm going to test the torque of each one individually, as well as I've 3D printed some couplers so we can attach them to each other and see which one overpowers the other. And then I'm going to hook each of them up with this other coupler here to this digital torque wrench. And what I really like about this torque wrench is that you can turn it on and you can change the units. Let's see if we get a focus here. So you can change it from pound inches to kilogram centimeters or Newton meters. So for this video, I'm going to be using pound inches. So if you're not familiar with torque units, pound inches means that at 1 inch from the center of the shaft, the motor would be able to rotate 3.5 pounds. And so for a standard NEMA 17, these are NEMA 17, it ranges about from 0.4 to 0.7 Newton meters for the torque. And if you're not familiar with microstepping, usually the most common microstepping setting is 1/16, which is 3,200 step signals per revolution. So usually motors have a torque rating, and that torque rating is usually at 1 full step, but you rarely ever use a stepper motor like that, because the more steps you have per revolution, you get more precision, but at the cost of torque. So you'll see at 1/16 microsteps, we're at 9.8% of the rated torque. So I'm gonna see how accurate this chart really is. So for this video, I'm gonna refer to this MKS motor as the motor A and this big Tree Tech motor as motor B. So these motors have the driver built in as well as an encoder. So all you need is the step and direction signals to drive them. And if you look, there's a little magnet glued to the back of the shaft, and then there's a magnetic encoder that is detecting the angle. And it's really cool for both of these. They have a little display on the back. There's some buttons here, and for this one, there's 3 buttons at the bottom, and that's to navigate the menu, and you could change settings like microstepping, the current, and things like that. So here we go. So this is just a simple code that I wrote for the ESP32 that rotates in 90-degree increments and then 360 degrees to return home. So if you're interested in this code, just comment below Proto and I'll send you a link to the GitHub for this. So let's start by coupling them together with this little 3D printed coupler that I made. Okay, so now I have them coupled together. I have this tape to just make it easier to see. So if it rotates towards me, motor A is overpowering motor B. If it rotates away from me, it means that motor B is overpowering. So let's go ahead and cycle this. So it looks like a bit of both going on, but I believe that motor A is overpowering motor B, and that would be my guess because the actual motor body is thicker. So that means the coils, there's more coils in here and more magnets. But let's go ahead and test the torque of each attached to the torque wrench here. I have motor A hooked up to the digital torque wrench, and I'm using these really cool locking pliers that come with this bracket to mount to a table. I'll put a link in the description for these. And so let's go ahead and turn it on and cycle it. So 3.5 pound inches. So if you look at the NEMA 17 standard torque is about 3.5 to 6 pound inches. So we're right on target. Neither one of these motors had torque ratings listed on the listing, but let me go ahead and swap this out. Okay, so now we have motor B hooked up to the digital torque wrench. So let's go ahead and cycle. Okay, that's 4.1. So actually this has a bit higher torque, which is why it kind of looked like a bit of both back and forth. So let's go ahead and write this down. Okay, so we have motor A hooked back up to the digital torque wrench. So now we're gonna try to do 1/8 microsteps and see what kind of torque we get. We should get more torque, but we'll see if that actually applies here. So let's go to the menu in the back. Let's focus here. So menu, next, microstep. So I got it set to 8. So there's 16. You can go all the way to 256. So let's go with 8. So we got 3.2. We can hit it again just to see if we get a difference there. 3.3. Let's do it one more time. Okay, so we got 3.4. So I have motor B here, and so you hold this button down, and then let's go to microsteps, hold that, and let's go to 8. Oops, one more time. Okay, and save, hold the button. Okay. Okay, so now we have motor B hooked back up, and this time at 1/8 microsteps. So let's make sure this is on and cycle. Focus here. No reading at all. Try it again. No reading at all. Not sure why that is. We're not getting a reading because let's go ahead and disconnect this. And pull this off just so you can see that it is working, but for some reason we're not getting a torque reading. This could be software related, so let's go ahead and try that again. I'm gonna cut this off. Motor B hooked back up. We got a torque wrench, cycle, nothing. Go ahead. Tried a few times, but for motor B, I could not get a torque rating at all, even though it is working when it's not attached here. I think it might be a software issue. It's just stalling out. But let's go ahead and change this to 1/32, because most people won't go below 1/8 because you lose the precision. So let's go ahead and try both of them at 32, 1/32 microsteps. Okay, so I have B set up as 1/32 microsteps, and we're gonna cycle here just to show that it does work. So let's go ahead and hook it up. Okay, so now we have motor B set up as 1/32. Let's go ahead and save the setting. Click OK. Now let's see if we get anything with 1/32. I can hear the other motor, so I know it's running, but not getting a reading at all. So this might have to do with the software. So if you look at the Google reviews, if you look at the Amazon reviews for both of these, this one seems to have faulty firmware. So while it did have a higher torque, I'm not sure it's as reliable as this motor here, motor A. But let's go ahead and try to get a reading for this one at 1/32. Okay, so go to the menu, hit the next button until you get to the steps, hit enter, and let's go to 1/32. Enter. Okay, and There is no save on this one. It just stays what you set it at. So let's go ahead and cycle this just so we know it's working. Okay, so you notice it's not turning 90 degrees. That's because we're modifying the number of steps per revolution. So let's go ahead and set this back up to the torque wrench. I cut this off first. Set back up. Go ahead and come over here, cycle. Okay, so we're getting a reading on this one. Try it again. Try it again, third time. Okay, so we get a 2.9. Okay. Okay guys, so I was hoping to actually do all of these, but for motor B, I could not get it to register torque for anything other than 1/16, which is fine because that is the most common for CNC machines. But if you plan on using it for any other microsteps, I would avoid motor B. And it seems like from the reviews that, you know, people said that it's a little buggy and has firmware issues. So I would go with motor A if I were to use this for robotics. And I hope you liked this video. I hope you found it helpful. If you comment Proto below, I will send you a link to the code that I use for the ESP32. And the links are Amazon affiliate links. So if you do purchase through those links, you are supporting me and helping me make more content like this. So until next time, see you guys.